Wednesday. Is that do you look forward to maybe some weather challenges here and there?
Yeah,
it's not 20 degrees.
Well, that's exactly. Yeah, I don't mind the wind. And certainly you have to punt, kick, and throw in weather like this, and so you want to get out here and get it. That's one of the things. Once we get in our new building, you're going to have an indoor, but we're going to have to get out and throw in weather and open the windows. Yeah, let a wind tunnel come through. But no, it's great. But it's 80 degrees. April 2nd, Cincinnati. We'll take this. A little breezy, but yeah, no, it's a great day to come out here and get some good work. We're sitting here at practice number 8. Fatigue setting in the guys a little bit, a little sore, a little tired, and we still play with great energy, and that's what we're looking forward to, guys. Continue to bring it.
We've talked about Manny Covey a little bit so far, kind of just his talent and prowess. What do you see in him as a competitor?
Yeah.
Just his willingness to compete in the running back room to show a lot of emotion?
Well, that's his strength. It's his competitiveness. What's inside of him is what makes him who he is. He's made himself to the kind of player that he is right now with his work ethic. He comes to work every single day. He reminds me a little bit of Corey Connor, the way Corey came to work every single day. And, he's that same way. Now, he's a different kind of player, obviously. He's got some twitch. He's got some strength, some quickness. And he's going to fight for every yard. And I think that's what you want to see, because that's contagious. That enthusiasm and that passion is contagious, especially like some younger guys that are just getting here to learn. This is what it takes to become a great football player.
Return game, how would you assess it? Basically midway point through spring.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys back there that we're looking at, particularly fielding punts, and we haven't done as much kickoff return. I feel like we'll get into more of that maybe in the fall. But like right now, we're working on punt return. Like that's probably your two big, special teams that you better be good at. I think we're doing good. I think we probably, narrowed it down to 3 or 4 guys that have an opportunity to go back there and catch some punts and do something with the punt. I think that's one thing just to field it, but also to be able to have the ability to do something with it.
You've mixed and matched a lot on the offensive line so far. How important to have Gavin at center to kind of stabilize all that?
Yeah, Gavin, he's probably one of the most experienced players on our football team. He's very, very consistent. He's a great leader. He'll be a 3-time captain here. That's hard to be that, and so, and particularly to be in that room, the offensive line room. We got a lot of young players, a lot of first-year players, second-year players, redshirt freshmen and freshmen, and they're getting a lot of reps, getting a lot of stuff thrown at them. And they're going to make some mistakes, but to have Gavin there to be able to lead them, and hey, we're going to make some mistakes, guys, but let's continue to get better each and every day. It's an asset, man. We're blessed to have Gavin another year.
I'm curious, at center, do you think that position kind of has to have the leadership capabilities? Or can
I think the center is the quarterback of the O-line. He's that centerpiece. He makes all the calls for us. So he has to communicate the left side, the right side, and they have to play 5 as 1. And it all starts with that center. We've had some guys, you put a guy in there, he doesn't communicate as well. Well, you got half the bunch running this way and half running that way. It doesn't work. So having that guy to be a great leader up front is very, very essential for the offensive line.
What's the biggest strength that you've seen ooze through from Christian Harrison's game so far this spring?
I think he's just a good football player. It's hard to describe any one thing, but I think he's very savvy. He's very poised at the defensive back position. He understands the game. In his mind, everything's like slowed down. I think that's his strength. I don't think he'll go out here and just blast a 40 time or out jump somebody in a vertical, all that. But he is just a really good football player. I feel like if you could put him in 3 or 4 positions, and he's going to make plays because he can look at an offense and kind of get a feel for what they're getting ready to do and maybe what the route is going to be. So I think he's just got a great feel and a great sense of how to play football.
How much of that do you think is from having his dad?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously he's a great player, but I think he's his own person. I really think that. I think he's worked really hard in his career to get where he's at right now, and for him to come here, just an opportunity to go out and continue to develop in his game. We've been seeing it since he's gotten here, and he's quiet, doesn't say a whole lot, but he goes out and makes plays. That was a great play there at the end of that drill right there to get that interception. So I thought our DBs had a really good day, the best day I think that they've had since we've been here. Getting hands on balls, knocking balls down, and getting interceptions. They had a great day.
A guy I keep noticing that's getting more and more comfortable with each practice is Eli Jones. Is he starting? It looks like he's earning some trust from Sorsby. I think targeted him probably 4 or 5 times today.
Yeah, I also think he's developed a lot of good toughness. I think he hadn't really missed much time, and he's getting a lot of reps. I know he's sore, dinged up, and particularly a lot of those guys are in that room, but he continues to go. finished practice today, and it was good to see. So I think his mental toughness is really standing out for the quarterbacks. He's a strong receiver, and he makes the contested catches. So, I mean, very pleased with how he's progressed since he's been here, to be a redshirt freshman.
Is he kind of like a chain-moving type guy?
I think so, and I think he does a great job, and underrated in the run game. Like, he does a great job of, working out, getting up on safeties and blocking too, which is, when you think about receivers, you don't necessarily think about that, but in our offense, you got to be good at that, and I think he brings a great sense of how to go block their DBs.
That's how a receiver gets on the field for Scott Satterfield.
Well, that's one way. Now, if you catch and score, you're going to get on the field too. I promise you that. We need a lot more of that for sure.
Dante onboarded a little slowly in the spring ball, but in the swing of things now, how would you just assess his spring so far?
Who's that?
Dante.
Yeah. I mean, I think just continuing to improve every single day, and I think, and really that's a lot of these guys, especially young players or players that just getting here, of those guys, it takes baby steps. I think sometimes they want it to happen now, but every single day, go out, put the work in, and then you see some glimpses. That's what I told him in the team meeting today, pointing out a few of the guys that are really starting to show on film. He's one of those guys that's starting to do some really good stuff. And so I think you just got to continue to get better. And, again, we're halfway point. Let's see how much better we can get in the last half.
What's your opinion on Tawi and Evan right now, the running back room?
Oh, man, I think I'm pleased with the running back room. Tawi has got a really physical presence about him and everything he does. I mean, I've been impressed with him in the special team drills too. Like the way he blocks, the way he attacks it. He's had some great runs. He had a 54-yarder, a couple practices ago where he broke a bunch of tackles and then extended it and got in the end zone, which is great to see. And then Evan is probably had one of the better winners out of any of our guys. Put on some really good weight. He's still got his speed like he needs it. Catch the ball in the backfield, and then got Manny right there too. I'm pleased with the running back room. I think they're running hard, making some plays in that room. I'm happy about where we are, particularly adding Tawi into that mix with some other guys. And I think Manny and Evan and Caffey, all those guys have gotten better, which is good to see.
Could we see more starters on special teams this year, just knowing how much it impacted?
Well, I think we talk a lot about it, but I do think so. Like those running backs need to be on the teams. I think our tight end room is a really good, solid tight end room. They need to be on all the teams, and I think I could potentially see 4 or 5 tight ends that's going to be on special teams. And I could, those freshmen that were freshmen last year, another year here. I mean, they're going to help us out there at that position. Think about our 6 linebackers that all are going to play, that are all going to be on the teams, and then the safeties that we brought in will be on the team. So, I mean, I feel like our teams will be very competitive, and the guys are really buying into what we're doing.